I'm gonna assume you've already watched 3 or 4 of these videos where awesome YouTubers have given you great tips about what you should and shouldn't do to wake up early and be more productive and be a morning person and all that. But if you're watching this video, I'm also gonna assume you still think something's missing. And you're right, the thing that's missing is a plan. Hi, welcome to Better with Phoebe. I'm Phoebe and I make videos about the tips, tricks, tools, and techniques I use to get a little bit better every day. I hope this video about how to become a morning person, the first in my Master Your Morning series, helps you get a little bit better too. Let's talk about me for a second. I was not born a morning person. I was forced to become a morning person by several angry drill sergeants. See, I joined the Army in 2004, and one of the many traumatic things that happen to you during basic training is that you have to wake up really early every single day. And it doesn't stop after basic training. The entire time I was in the Army, I had to wake up at 5 a.m. or earlier. And I've been out since 2010, but I still have a really hard time sleeping past sunrise. But there's a key difference between waking up early and having a productive morning. When we think of morning people, we don't just think of people who wake up early, we think of people who wake up early and get things done. While I've been an early riser since 2004, only the last 2 years could you really consider me a morning person. And that change didn't happen by accident, it happened consciously. When the sun came up, I woke up. But I was not raring to go by any stretch of the word. I was sluggish, tired, groggy, and I would spend my entire morning staring into my phone, staring into my computer, staring at my TV mindlessly. So when I realized how much potential I was flushing down the digital drain every morning, I knew I needed to make a change. I needed to reassess everything that happened in the 12 hours prior to me walking out the door for work. That meant having a better evening routine, getting better sleep and more of it, and having a clear plan of action for the morning. I did some research, like you're doing right now, and I had this long list of things that I could be doing better. And frankly, I was overwhelmed by it. I didn't do any of it for the longest time, and then when I did try, I did too many things at the same time and failed miserably. It was so demoralizing. If you're in a similar place where you've done all this research, but you're having a hard time actually making it happen, you're likely making the same mistake I did, not doing anything or trying to do too much. But thankfully, there is a middle ground and it works beautifully. You just have to strategize, be patient, and persevere. A surefire way to fail at transforming any aspect of your life is biting off too much too soon. When you do this, your brain freaks out and rejects the change. And every day you try, and every day gets harder and harder and harder and harder until you run out of willpower and give up. It's not your fault, it's the way your brain works. But if you gradually introduce small, sustainable, strategic changes into your routine, you can gradually pull yourself away from your current state to whatever state you want to be in this case, a morning person. I suggest making one small change to your evening routine, your sleeping environment, and your morning routine. Really commit to sticking to them for 2 weeks. Eventually, they'll feel normal and natural and effortless, and that's the perfect time for you to bring in a new adjustment. It is so important for you to start small, let everything else stay normal, and focus on sticking with those small adjustments. Don't let yourself get caught up with the speed of your progress. Think about the effectiveness of your process. When you're starting something out for the first time, it doesn't matter what it is. You're really sensitive to success, but you're even more sensitive to failure. That's why it's so important to start small, because you can rack up wins, build momentum, and get excited about the progress that you're making, even if that progress is slow. The most important thing though is that you don't give up, because eventually you are gonna slip up, you're gonna miss whatever your adjustment is. Don't get hung up on that. Refocus, recommit, get back on the horse, and you can build that momentum up again. Like I said at the top, I am assuming that you've already done a bit of research. You may already have a list of things to try. Think about which ones are the easiest and start with those. Otherwise, I have some suggestions for you, and the first one is night prep. Spend 10 minutes every night prepping for the next day. It doesn't matter what you do during that time. You could prep your breakfast or your lunch, you could set out your clothes, you can make sure that your bag has everything that it needs in it, but just spend 10 minutes, set a timer, prepping for the next day. You may even find that after your 10-minute timer is over, you want to do a few more things and your morning self is going to thank you so much. If you're not making your bed every morning, make your bed before you get in it to go to sleep. Seriously, it only takes a couple of minutes and you know you're way more comfortable sleeping in a made bed than in a messy one. If you're already making your bed every morning, go you, props, do a 5-minute stretching routine instead. In this initial period when you're first starting out, Don't try to wake up earlier than you already do. Keep your alarm exactly the same and instead focus on getting up out of bed as soon as your alarm goes off. I really recommend checking out Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. It's very simple. When you are faced with something that you don't want to do and you find yourself talking yourself out of it mentally or procrastinating, count back from 5 and then at 1, do whatever that thing is. In this case, get out of bed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get out of bed. Shoot out of bed like a rocket. You might be thinking, but I want to wake up earlier. Why wouldn't I start moving my alarm back? There's a really good reason for this. You want to develop a tight connection between alarm goes off and get out of bed. Otherwise, you're going to move your alarm up and then snooze, 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 and then get out of bed at the time that you currently get out of bed, which is not what you want. You want to get out of bed earlier because your alarm is going off earlier. And the way to do that is to start developing that tight connection between your alarm going off and getting out of bed. So that's it. That's how you start. That's how I started, and now I wake up every day at 5 a.m. and get all sorts of things done, including filming this video. You just start with 3 small, strategic, sustainable changes that you can focus on for 2 weeks. And then once that 2-week period is over, add 1 more change. Every week, add a new change, and think about it. If you could stick with that for a year, you will have changed 50 things about the way your days go to make them better. How much better would your life be? What? If you'd like a step-by-step plan to help you transform yourself and your mornings, I've created a downloadable guide to help you get there. It includes more tips and tricks, as well as a 12-week planner to help you achieve your morning person goals by mapping out those small sustainable changes we discussed. Link in the description. If you liked this video, join the Better Crew by subscribing. This is the first in my Master Your Morning series, so there's more to come. If you're already on the Better Crew, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss an update, or you can join in my newsletter. All of the links are in the description. That's it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions about how to wake up earlier and get more done in the morning. I'm looking forward to chatting with you. I'm Phoebe. This is Better with Phoebe. I hope you have a great day today and an even better tomorrow. Until next time.